Welcome, Annie here for the Team Tiny Hop. Today we'll be featuring TLC Designs, digital illustrations, and paper. I went ahead and printed and colored my images from the Fancy Fins set, and I'm going to make a birthday scene here. So our little sandcastle here will be turned into a cake. Our little whale, she's going to be our birthday girl, and our dolphins are our party guests. We have some other little things like balloons and a gift for our birthday girl. From the papers, we'll be using You Are My Sunshine, and we'll be using that bubble paper, and this one with the waves. And I'm trying to show you here that there's different shades of blue in this, and there's also the little dotted blue in there to create our waves. Also from TLC Designs, I'm bringing in two stamp sets, the Easy Salutations and the Celebrate. From the Easy Salutations, I'll be using It's Your Birthday, and from the Celebrate, I'll be using Just Make a Wish. That'll go on the back of our card. All right, I'm going to go over quickly what else we'll be using is our card base, which is 110-pound white cardstock. And we're going to be creating a bridge card. So I went ahead and cut our pieces and have them ready. I'm going to give you the quick measurements here, but if you miss anything, I'll have it with a coordinating blog post that you will have all the measurements there. We'll need to cut our cardstock 8 inches long by 4 1/4 wide. Then we're going to score at 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. Then we'll fold those in, and then you'll have the base for your card. Now for your bridge, you'll need a 5 1/2 by 1 1/2 or less piece of cardstock, and that you will adhere that end to end so that it becomes your bridge. Now I'm creating it a little bit different, which I'm adding a little insert. This is about a 1/2 inch by 4 3/4 long, because I'm going to create, like I said, a little scene here, and I'm going to use that for one of our dolphins. So I would adhere the insert first and then our bridge, and that'll make our card. So I'm going ahead and cut everything down. Like I said, I have my insert scored, my bridge, and I'm just quickly scored and folded my card base. Oh, I'll also bring in a small piece of acetate. We'll use that for one of our dolphins. And I went ahead and cut all of our pattern papers to match, leaving about an eighth of an inch all around the card base and pieces, so that you have some nice white coming through. That'll add nice brightness to our card. So this is the waves paper, and I'm adding that to the bridge. And I made a boo-boo here. I went ahead and placed it, not our bridge, on our insert. I put it completely across. I only needed to put it in the center. So my insert becomes a little bulky, but it's okay, it still works out. Now for our bridge, I went ahead and adhered using some Barely Art glue, our pattern paper. And again, leaving that 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And this is where we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to bring in my platform here, a dry eraser to use for even pressure, and get my sentiment stamped. I'll set that aside so we can start adhering all the inner layers of our card base. I'm going to start with our 2 outer panels, and these are bubbles. And I like these bubbles because there's several shades of blue and white on them. So you have quite a bit of dimension in this paper. Perfect for our underwater scene. And this card pack is more of a summer card pack, so you'll see there's little other images and solids in that card pack that really speak summer, like crabs and you call it beach balls and such and things like that. All right, so I'm gonna keep adhering the little panels in there, lining up the top edge so that it looks all symmetrical there. And then, now my inner panel here, get that glued down. Once I have all my panels done, now we can move into our other parts of our card, which is the insert and the bridge. Here's another mistake I do. I go ahead and add my insert and my bridge before stamping the back of my card. So at this point, you should stop, stamp the back of your card, and then do this. I did a little backwards, but it gets done. All right, so I'm reinforcing my scores here, and I'm going to adhere this on the one side of our card, the inner panel here. Excuse me. And then we'll adhere our bridge, and we want to make sure that the insert is just below where the bridge meets. we also don't want it to touch the inner crease so that our card can fold properly. So see how it's hidden behind there? That's exactly what we want. So I'm going to add a little adhesive here, and I'm going to place it just inside the crease and below that paper. And as you can see, our inner panels don't have to go all the way down because you won't see them because the bridge will be there. So you see I have a little edge all the way around so that our card will open and close properly. So I'm going to go ahead and push this down now, hold that in place, and I'm going to adhere our bridge to this. And you're going to adhere it only to that little corner panel there, not all the way across, just that little panel. So put a little adhesive here, lining up my edges. It takes a moment to stick because I'm using liquid glue. Just give it a moment. And then while it's folded, you're going to then adhere the other side. So you'll put a little bit of liquid adhesive on that inner tab and the other part of your bridge. So go ahead, then line that up, the outer part of your bridge with the outer corner of the other side of your card. As you can see now, while I pop it up, make sure it opens and closes properly. This is how you would fold it to insert it into your envelope. Now let's bring in our cute little components here to start filling in our card. So here's our birthday girl, and I have a little bow that's from the set. I'm going to add to her hair. Well, not to her hair, to her head. She's a whale, she doesn't have hair. Going to add a little bit of adhesive, and I didn't put all across the bow because I wanted to pop up just a little bit. She's so adorable. All right, so I'm going to set her aside, and I'm going to make a candle for her cake here. I just took a scrap of white paper, put a little bit of Copic color marker, which is YR35, no, Y35, and then I just put a little piece of orange scrap paper I had there on top, drew a few lines, and with my Memento marker to just decorate it. Now I'm just putting adhesive on the lower part of our birthday cake here, and I'm going to attach it to the front panel or to our bridge. I'm going to put our birthday girl in here. Yep, I can see her. So I'm going to put foam adhesive on her. I want her just to be more forward there. I'm just going to lightly push her down here, so if I have to adjust it, I can. Right now I'm going to bring in our little dolphin party guest. I made one a little bit bigger than the other. So one could be a boy and a girl, or two girls. Either way, one's a little bit bigger than the other. The bigger one is going to hold our beach ball, which is the present for our whale, and a balloon. Just going to attach the balloon on the back of our little dolphin here. And then he's going to get attached to the little thin piece of acetate. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of the balloon and dolphin. Press it in place. And I have it long right now just so I can get an idea of sizing for our... And I can see that our birthday girl needs to be adjusted. She needs to come up a little higher. His balloon is in her face. That's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust it. And I just have them lightly tacked there in place so I can see if I need to keep adjusting or not. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and adhere a birthday hat to the other little dolphin. And actually, this isn't a hat. In the set, this is a horn. So if you want to make your whale into a narwhal, you can. See what is attached there. But I turned it into a birthday hat. All right, so I'm going to attach the other two balloons. One to another, to each. Oh my goodness. So I can't speak anymore. Then to my little dolphin here. And then I'm going to need to put a little more adhesive because I knocked it all off. Got more adhesive on my fingers than I did on the dolphin. Alright, so now I'm going to adhere this little dolphin right about here. I want it to look like, just popping out from the waves. So I'm going to partial tuck her tail underneath the little banner there and press her into place. So as you can see, I need to adjust my little dolphin on the inside a little bit, and I'll do that. And you can see now I have all these fun layers going on here. So here I'm going to go ahead and bring him down a little bit more. Once I have him in place, I know that's where he's going to live, so I'll add a little more adhesive to get him to stay. So here's where I messed up. Like I said, I should have stamped this before, but I didn't. So I make it work. Not happy with it. I will stamp it again on another piece of cardstock and add it to the back. But for now, for our video purposes, I will let it be as is. So from Doodle Paper Playground, I'm going to bring in some sparkle blends and some bubbles. These are acrylic or resin little bubbles in shades of blue. And the sequence or the sparkle blend is called Baby Shark. And we're not going to use any of the little shark pieces. We're just going to use the little blue sequence in here because they're wonderful shades of blue. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere them by the whale, by her head, and then below her. Then I put some bubbles on the side panel and just over our little dolphin and right by our birthday sentiment. And yes, I realized one of my sequences stuck to my finger, but I'll fix that before we're done. So you can see all the nice dimension and layers. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you found some inspiration.